sometimes I fall. Good morning, good morning. We are up this morning. We are up. And we are at it again. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's having a fabulous morning. Welcome into the live. You know where you are at. You are on the live of Trev from Trevessence. And at this time of the morning, Waha Pink Picnic. Waha Picnic. Good morning. How you doing, God? Good morning. And everybody else in the chat, good morning. Welcome. Thank you all for popping in. Yeah. This morning we're going to do it again, beautiful people. We're going to do it again this morning. We are going to be reading, we're going to continue reading the book of Jeremiah. For those of you who have been here with us for the last few weeks, for the last few days, really, maybe about a week now, we started reading the book of Jeremiah. Very, very, very interesting. Very, very interesting book. Jeremiah has been declared by many religious scholars and the theologians. Everybody claimed to say Jeremiah was this great prophet. Jeremiah prophesied, God told him, he knew him. What does that call me when me go, as me start my life? Who I call me 6 o'clock in the morning? May I help you? It's too early. It's too early. Goodbye. Goodbye. Later. That crazy child of mine. Anyway, let us continue. Yeah, so as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted there, Jeremiah is considered by theologians to be one of the greatest prophets. You will hear people talk about, oh, go read the book of Jeremiah. Jeremiah was a great prophet. God picked Jeremiah, and God told Jeremiah that before he was formed in his mother's womb, he knew him and he had plans for him, and all of this, all of these things. People will usually quote the book of Jeremiah to say, but I've discovered that not many people are bothered. No, not many people bother to read the book of Jeremiah for themselves, because you got to read the whole book to get the whole story. If you only read the part where God, where they say God, where he said God told him that he knew him from he was in his mother's womb and he had picked him to go prophesy and all these things. If you only read that part, you're going to get bamboozled, like many of us have been over the years, bamboozled into believing that Jeremiah was this great prophet that God had used for the benefit of, I don't know, humanity, of Judaism, or whatever, however you want to do it. You know, you know what I mean. So I have decided to take you all on this journey with me. I've been on this journey many times reading Jeremiah, but I want to take you all on this journey with me, so that those of you who have not ever read the book of Jeremiah in its entirety. Mr. West, good morning, my love. How are you doing? Can at least, if you don't want to read it yourself, you can at least listen while I read it. And I just got to make this disclaimer for the people who who get triggered because somebody has a different point of view than you, somebody believes something different than you. This is not why we are here. We are not here endorsing any particular religion or denomination. We are not doing that. Okay? We are here. I am here reading from the Bible. What is in the Bible is not me write it, is not me. I'm not pushing it on anybody. I am just reading what is in it. And let me tell y'all something. If y'all can go sit down in a churches like Marvin Sapp's church, I met Marvin Sapp and all them other people telling you a bunch of lies and stand up there and hawk and peddle all kinds of religion and Christianity to y'all, and y'all can go drop them big money in the basket. Come, sit down, cross on the legs, sit down peacefully and listen to the truth. Since you don't want to read the truth for yourself, come sit down and listen to it. Calm down your nerve, calm down your spirit. Stop getting upset over somebody else having a different view about the Bible. You all are really acting like Bible people for real. When you all be getting upset, cussing out people. I saw one girl yesterday. She said something about if she don't get up go work, she don't get food to eat. She can't sit down and say, "Oh, God gonna give me food," and the food gonna come. And me say you should have seen the people in the girls' chat cussing out the woman. Oh yes, gotta go gotta go her. She fi dead. I'm like, look at them, look at them. They sound just like Jeremiah. You gonna get mad at somebody because the woman speak the truth. I never seen nobody sit down and wait to get bread and the bread just get up, walk, come to them, or some God just drop it down from heaven in their lap or something like that. It won't happen. It has never happened and it will never happen. You have to get up and go work for what you want. Nothing ain't gonna come to you freely. But just like how we have been reading the book of Jeremiah, and just like how the people in the Bible behave, just like how the God of the Bible behave, is the same way you all behave. And that is disturbing because this God that they portray in the Bible, with all the violence, with all the cruelty, with all the hatred, with all the lack of forgiveness, I see why some of y'all behave the way you do. Honestly. Case in point, yesterday when we were reading the book of Jeremiah, we came across the story of Jonadab. Y'all remember that story? Those of you who were here yesterday? If you don't remember it, go and go look it up. The story of Jonadab. Jonadab had instructed his children not to drink wine. Say, don't drink wine. Don't partake of it. Don't even plant the wine berries. None of that. You all are supposed to be nomadic people. Don't build houses. Just move around and build tents. All right? This was Jonadab's idea of a good life. Okay? And Jonadab gave these instructions to his children that this is how you live. This is how your life is supposed to be. Okay? Then Jeremiah is going to say, God told him to go go invite the children of Jonadab into the chambers and offer them wine. Now, why would God do that? If people them not drink wine and you know so them not partake of wine or anything of that nature, why you gonna do that? All right, Jeremiah says God told him to invite the descendants of Jonadab into the chambers and offer them wine. The people them say, we don't want no wine. You know that we don't drink wine. We don't participate in any kind of drinking at all. Okay. Jeremiah upset. Clearly, his God is upset. God is gonna say, Oh, you see that? You see that? Look at that. Johnny Dab was able to convince his children not to drink wine. And look, you offer it to them in the chamber of the tabernacle. And they don't accept. They refuse, flat out refuse. And you couldn't inveigle them to take a sip of wine. And look at me, poor me. I give you all these instructions on how to live. You all are so disobedient. I'm going to burn this place down. I'm going to burn all of you up. Because, seriously? Seriously? This, this, this is supposed to be the God who is able to influence everybody's thoughts and everybody's heart. And this God is whining and fussing and going to wield around his power to destroy the people. Why? Because the people did not obey him. And he is so surprised that a set of people obeyed an ordinary man, but the masses refuse to do as he says. And he doesn't influence their heart to change. His solution to that, is to burn them up, every last one of them, because he can. Because you see, my friends, if the power that existed in that circumstance could influence the people's minds, don't you think it would? That power that Jeremiah was talking about could not influence the people's minds to obey him. The only thing he could do was set them ablaze. And that is because setting them ablaze, humans can accomplish that feat. Let me say that again. Make you understand me when I talk, say. The reason, in my view, the reason why this Bible God of Jeremiah was not able to influence the people's minds is because he couldn't. Hear me out. If he could influence their minds, he would, because he was so desperate. When you're reading it, you will see he was so desperate to get the people to obey him, to do as he says. But the people were not doing it. If he had all the power that we believe he has, let's just say that. If he had all the power that we believe he had, he should have been able to influence the people's minds to do as he says. He wasn't able to do that. And that is why he got upset, because Johnny Dab was able to influence the movements of his descendants. Why would a God be mad about something like that? Can anybody tell me? Why would he resort to burning down the place and burning up the people if all he wanted was for them to follow what he says? If you have the ability to influence their minds and allow them to follow you and follow what you say. Humans can't influence people. Humans can suggest something and you follow, but another human being can influence your mind. Can change your mind. Jeremiah said God told him he knew all of his thoughts. How comes he didn't know the thoughts of those people who were those people who were not obeying him? So much so he could not control their thoughts that he had to change the covenant. So here what? I cannot influence you all to obey me, to do what I say. So let me go back to the drawing board, because maybe it is the things that I am telling y'all to do. So I'm going to go back to the drawing board. I'm going to change the covenant and give you something different. Maybe you might like this. Maybe you might follow this. Does that sound like something coming from someone or some energy that has authority to influence just about anything and anyone? No. No sound like it to me. He's always got to go back to the drawing board and create something else, because something that he has distributed prior is not working. That not sound too godly to me. That not sound like something coming from someone who has all the power and all the authority. Not to me. Sound like an ordinary man who can go get some accelerant and start some fire and burn up the place. But he can't influence the people to do what he wants them to do. The people are rebellious at this point, because the people realize that the things that they're being told to do no make sense. No make sense, number one. It is inconvenient for them, and the people don't see the benefit in it, which you can't blame them. So the people rebel. If they wanted to convince somebody like me, they would have had to show me that this energy is capable of influencing the people without even showing himself. He can influence their minds and have them to change and to do his will. That's not happening in this story. He's using Nebuchadnezzar as his servant. Nebuchadnezzar, who, by the way, don't even believe in him and don't worship him, but he's using Nebuchadnezzar as his servant, he says, to commit all these heinous crimes against the people, to burn up the place, to destroy the place. That is because he himself is not capable. That is because it's a man. I told y'all before that this was my position. I was convinced of it when, go back with me now, when Moses was up on Mount Sinai and all the people were gathered around Mount Sinai, and Moses claimed to have gone up on the mountain. He said he went up on the mountain. God had come down from heaven to talk to him up on the mountain. And he went up there, and God told him that the people, anybody who tried to come up on the mountain, anybody who touched the mountain, anybody who tried to peep, to see who he was talking to up on top of the mountain, they should be. And right there, I was, that got me right there. Because this, if it was God who come down from heaven to come talk to Moses up on top of this mountain, the God who's supposed to be able to be invisible, what would it matter if the people were even peeping to see if Moses was really up there talking to anybody? He could be there and they could look and not see him, correct? He could have sat there. Everybody could have come up on the mountain and nobody would have been able to see him. He supposedly have that power, right? But he didn't, because I believe it was Moses' father-in-law was up there. Giving Moses his instructions. And that is why the reaction would have to be a human reaction. It could not be a godly reaction. It could not be a reaction where somebody is able to be to make themselves invisible. It had to be a human reaction where they the people, so that the people don't go tell anybody that it was Moses' father-in-law. If you all can prove me wrong, I'm willing to listen. But me no one can't prove me wrong. And I know somebody had said some time before, oh, remember he says his presence is so bright you can't even look at him, you will be blinded. Of course, yes, they had to put that narrative in there. Of course, yes. They had to put that, oh yeah, his spirit is so bright you can't even look at him. But Moses could. Oh yeah, but he made Moses be able to look at him. Like, did he give Moses some special powers? Did he? Listen, it's about time that we wise up. It's about time we wise up. We are being led with all kinds of fallacies. You know, we have gone so far. We no longer recognize reality. We no longer embrace reality. We just accept any old falulaboo. We just accept it, embrace it, grab it, run with it. Yes, some invisible being is somewhere, and all of this. And yet, with all the praying and all the hollering and all the bawling, and with all the suffering and all, where is this invisible being to influence y'all to stop being so hateful and so wicked? Where? When y'all figure it out, y'all let me know. Y'all let me know. But anyway, we're going to talk about Jeremiah. We're going to move right along with Jeremiah and his version of lies. What you say? Jeremiah not tell no lie? Well, if I know him, I tell the lie are you. Yeah, because you got to read the book of Jeremiah. You have to realize. You can't be a one-verse bandit and come over here come talk to me now. You can't be a one-verse bandit and come over here try to challenge me when I am here reading this Bible here. You have got to be somebody who have read the script. You have to have read it for us to be able to have a conversation. I don't have conversations with one-verse bandits. Okay? Right. You gotta come over here and let us talk about what is written on the pages, not what's in your mind, not what you have accepted to be your truth. We're gonna talk about what's really on the pages. Okay? All right. So with that being said, me think me talk enough this morning. So let me move right along into the reading. Sometimes I chat too much, chacho. Sometimes I chat too much. But you don't forget, as my granny would have say, the mouth of my market, me chat over anybody cocoa basket. If you don't like hear me talking about what me reading in the Bible, you free. Y'all are free to scroll right along. Don't stop here and give yourself no high blood pressure, okay? Because this morning here we're gonna start reading at Jeremiah chapter 38. All right. Let's move right along into chapter 38. Now, at this point in this story, Jeremiah has written the scroll. You remember that part of the story where Jeremiah said God told him that everything that he had told him from the time of Josiah, from the time when Josiah, because remember Jeremiah lived over a long period. When he started to claim that God was talking to him, I think at that time Josiah was king, and then he was he said God spoke to him the second time was when Zedekiah was king. I think Zedekiah was Josiah's son. I'm gonna look it up. Okay. So this was the second time God had spoken to him. The people were questioning Jeremiah's authenticity. Jeremiah said God told him that he was supposed to write a book about all the things he had told him from the time of Josiah until now. So Jeremiah got Baruch. He got Baruch, his friend, to write as he told him. But he told Baruch all the things God had supposedly said, and Baruch sat there and wrote like a court reporter, sat there and wrote everything that Jeremiah told him. Then Jeremiah told Baruch, go now to the temple and read this scroll to all the people. Baruch did as he was told, and the people in the church were like, "What in the world?" Sato, what's up? Good morning. How you doing? Yeah, the people in the church were like, "What in the world is this that Baruch is reading from Jeremiah?" So they took him and his scroll to the king, and the king threw it in the fire. the king said, the king said, this is one of a bag of cockadoodle story. The king said, this is one bag of cockadoodle story. The king dashed it in the fire, burn it up. So Jeremiah said God told him again to rewrite it. A destruction going to take the king for having burnt it up. The king writes. But anyway, let us continue. I'm going to read a little bit of 37 so we can flow right into the story of 38. All right, so at 37, at Jeremiah chapter 37, verse 16, we're going to be at 15. Wherefore, the princes were angry with Jeremiah, and they smote him, and they put him in prison in the house of Jonathan, the scribe, for they had made that the prison. When Jeremiah was entered into the dungeon and into the cabins, and Jeremiah had remained there many days, Zedekiah the king sent and took him out. And the king asked him secretly in the house and said, is there any word from the Lord? And Jeremiah said, there is. For he said, thou shalt be delivered into the hand of the king of Babylon. All right. Yeah, the Lord say, the king of Babylon is going to slay you, Zedekiah. That is the word Jeremiah said him get from the Lord. Moreover, Jeremiah said unto King Zedekiah, what have I offended against thee, or against thy servants, or against this people, that ye have put me in prison? Where are now your prophets, which prophesied unto you, saying, the king of Babylon shall not come up against you, nor against this land? Therefore, hear now, I pray thee, O my lord the king. Let my supplication, I pray thee, be accepted before thee, that thou cause me not to return to the house of Jonathan the scribe, lest I die there. Then Zedekiah the king commanded that they should commit Jeremiah into the court of the prison, and that they should give him daily a piece of bread out of the baker's street, until all the bread in the city were gone. Thus Jeremiah remained in the court of the prison. 38. Then Shephatiah, the son of Matan. Let's do that again. Then Shephatiah, the son of Matan, and Gedaliah, the son of Pashur, and Jukal, the son of Shelemiah, and Pashur, the son of Malchiah. So there are two Pashurs. There is, hold on. And Gedaliah, Gedaliah remains in my mind because he's going to come up again significantly in this story, for those of you who have never read the book. Then Shephatiah the son of Matan, and Gedaliah the son of Pashur, and Jukal the son of Shelemiah, and Pashur the son of Malchiah, heard the words that Jeremiah had spoken unto all the people, saying, Thus saith the Lord, He that remains in this city shall die by the sword, by the famine, and by the pestilence. But he that goes forth to the Chaldeans shall live, for he shall have his life for a prey, and shall live. And a prey is Prey. Okay? And shall live. Thus saith the Lord, This city shall surely be given into the hand of the king of Babylon's army, which shall take it. We already talked about how I feel about um, God using Nebuchadnezzar as his servant to destroy Israel, his people. Very questionable. I would think that this doctrine that this God has supposedly given to the children of Israel was supposed to be such a supreme doctrine that he would be influencing the other people around, if anything, to come join with the children of Israel. But the complete opposite is what is happening here. He has joined with the people around to destroy Israel. Does that make sense to y'all? Excuse me. Excuse me. Does that make sense to y'all? Okay. Let us continue anyway. Therefore the princes said unto the king, We beseech thee, let this man be put to death, for thus he weakens the hands of the men of war that remain in this city, and the hands of all the people in speaking such words unto them. For this man seeks not the welfare of this people, but the hurt. Tell me, are the people wrong? Tell me, Satush, were the people wrong? The people were not wrong. They are annoyed with Jeremiah. They are fed up. Jeremiah does not speak any goodwill for the people. The people are fed up. Like everything that comes out of his mouth is destruction. And it's like, how can he be a prophet for the Jews? How can he be a prophet for us when the only thing he preaches is destruction, our destruction? And it seems like it is all for the benefit of Babylon. Why would he be so close to? Why would he be in favor of Babylon? Everything he speaks of good is going to them, and everything he speaks of bad is coming to us. Why? If you all got a president and the president was giving everything good to other people and he wasn't giving anything to his own country, wouldn't you be mad? Of course, yes. Of course, yes. That's what was going on with these people and Jeremiah. They were upset because him never prophesied nothing good about them. So they say now, excuse me. So they say now, why don't we just put him to death? We're kind of sick and tired. You see what I mean, Satush? Exactly. We're kind of sick and tired of him. Every time he opens his mouth to prophesy something, it's for the death and destruction of us, his people, the Jewish people. Why? So we want to put him to death. Let us continue. Then Zedekiah the king said, Behold, he is in your hand, for the king is not he that can do anything against you. Then they took Jeremiah and cast him into the dungeon of Malchiah the son of Hamelech, that was in the court of the prison, And they let down Jeremiah with cords. And in the dungeon there was no water, but mire. So Jeremiah sank in the mire. Now when Ebedmelech, excuse me. Now when Ebedmelech, the Ethiopian, one of the eunuchs, which was in the king's house, heard that they had put Jeremiah in the dungeon, the king then sitting in the gate of Benjamin, Ebedmelech went forth out of the king's house and spake to the king, saying, My lord the king, these men have done evil in all that they have done to Jeremiah the prophet, whom they have cast into the dungeon, and he is likely to die of hunger in that place, for there is no more bread in the city. Remember, the king Zedekiah did already order that Jeremiah be fed only the bread that's in the city until all the bread is done. Now this woman Ebedmelech is pleading on Jeremiah's behalf. Said Jeremiah go and die down there because there's no more bread in the city. So there's nothing to feed him. Then the king commanded Ebedmelech the Ethiopian, saying, Take from here 30 men with you, and take up Jeremiah the prophet out of the dungeon before he dies. So Ebedmelech took the men. With him. Hold on. So Ebedmelech was a man. But how them say him is a eunuch? Hold on there. So the men who he probably didn't have any children. Or maybe he was like maybe he was an effeminate man. I don't think so. Because they call him a eunuch. Well, hold on there. Let me educate myself here, so. Can men be eunuchs? Can men be eunuchs? Oh. Oh, yeah. He was castrated. You know, say, you see why it's good to learn? It's good to read. Who else here grew up thinking a woman who didn't have any children was a eunuch? Anybody else? Or just me? Well, if it's just me, that's fine. If it's just me, that's okay. But I don't know why that was what was in my mind. But them say a eunuch to a man who was castrated. Okay. So now we all learn together. So let us continue. Let us continue. So now you know. And, excuse me. I know people always refer to a eunuch as a woman who has no children. But now, here we getting it straight. A man who has been castrated. Why would they have castrated the men back then? We're not going to get into that now, but that is going to come up in the future. What kind of men would they have castrated? It would be some kind of a punishment for men who probably committed sexual offenses. I don't know. But let us continue. Now you all know why they call Ebedmelech a eunuch, because he was castrated. Let's move on. So Ebedmelech took the men with him and went into the house of the king under the treasury, and took their old cast clothes and old rotten rags, and let them down by cords into the dungeon to Jeremiah. Okay, so he tied up pieces of old rags and old cloths and make a string and lent it down into the dungeon to Jeremiah. And Ebedmelech the Ethiopian said to Jeremiah, Put now these old cast cloths and rotten rags under thy armholes, under the cords. And Jeremiah did so. So they drew up Jeremiah with cords and took him out of the dungeon. And Jeremiah remained in the courts of the prison. Then Zedekiah the king sent and took Jeremiah the prophet unto him into the third entry that is in the house of the Lord. And the king said unto Jeremiah, I will ask thee one thing. Now hide nothing from me. Then Jeremiah said unto Zedekiah, if I declare it unto you, wilt thou not surely put me to death? And if I give you counsel, wilt thou not hearken unto me? So Zedekiah the king sware secretly unto Jeremiah, saying, as the Lord liveth, that made us this soul, I will not put thee to death, neither will I give thee into the hand of these men that are seeking to thee. Okay? Then said Jeremiah unto Zedekiah, thus saith the Lord, the God of hosts, the God of Israel, if thou wilt assuredly go forth unto the king of Babylon's princes, then thy soul shall live, and this city shall not be burnt with fire, and thou shalt live, and thy house. But if thou wilt not go forth to the king of Babylon's princes, then shall this city be given into the hand of the Chaldeans, and they shall burn it with fire, and you shall not escape out of their hand. And Zedekiah the king said unto Jeremiah, I am afraid of the Jews that are fallen to the Chaldeans, lest they deliver me into their hand, and they mock me. But Jeremiah said, they shall not deliver thee. Obey. Excuse me. Obey, I beseech thee, the word of the Lord, which I speak unto thee. So it shall be well with thee, and thou shalt live. Dr. Dre, good morning, my love. How are you doing? But if you refuse to go, this is the word that the Lord hath showed me. And behold, all the women that are left in the king of Judah's house shall be brought forth to the king of Babylon's princes, and those women shall say, thy friends have set thee on, and have prevailed against thee. Thy feet are sunk in the mire, and they are turned away. So they shall bring out all thy wives and thy children to the Chaldeans, and thou shalt not escape out of their hand, but shalt be taken by the hand of the king of Babylon, and thou shalt cause this city to be burnt with fire. So how comes now it's going to be Zedekiah's fault if he don't accept what Jeremiah is telling him and go and surrender to the Babylonians? Andrea? If he don't accept and surrender to the Babylonians, then the destruction of this city is going to be on his hand. Really? Really? Then Zedekiah said to Jeremiah, let no man know of these words, and you shall not die. But if the princes hear that I have talked with you, and they come unto you and say unto you, declare unto us now what you have been talking to Zedekiah about, hide it not from us, and we will not put thee to death. Also, what the king said unto you. Then you shall say unto them, I presented my supplication before the king, that he would not cause me to return to Jonathan's house to die there. Okay, so this is Zedekiah and Jeremiah having a conversation. Jeremiah said if Zedekiah don't surrender to the Chaldeans, then God tell him that Zedekiah is going to be killed. He said Zedekiah must allow all the people in his house, all his wives and children and servants, all the women in his house, he should hand them over to the Babylonians, and he should go as well. If he chooses not to go, then God will burn down this city. Then God will burn down the city, and he's not going to escape. Now Zedekiah tell him, not tell nobody say me and you talk. If they come and they ask you, If me and you talk, don't tell them. Don't tell them what we talked about. So here, Zedekiah and Jeremiah kind of building an alliance right there. But make we read and continue. See what else they talking about. Then thou shalt say unto them, I presented my supplication before the king. This is Zedekiah now telling Jeremiah, if the people come to ask him any questions, this is what he should say. Zedekiah tells Jeremiah, then you shall tell them that you presented a supplication before me, that I would cause you not to return to the house of Jonathan, because you don't want to die there. Okay? Then came all the princes unto Jeremiah, and they asked him, and he told them according to all these words that Zedekiah had commanded. So they left off speaking with him, for the matter was not perceived. So Jeremiah dwelt in the court of the prison until the day that Jerusalem was taken, and he was there when Jerusalem was taken. All right. And remember, I've said many times before that Jeremiah did not present himself as being wholesome and honest. Okay? If Jeremiah was a man who was speaking only truth and God was directing him, why would it be that Jeremiah would have to build an alliance with Zedekiah, knowing that Zedekiah was going to be taken by the Babylonians? Wouldn't Jeremiah say, well, I don't care what you do to me, leave me here, whatever. My God will protect me. Whatever it is that going to happen to you, I can't do anything about it. But you leave me here and my God will protect me. That didn't happen. Jeremiah begged Zedekiah for his life, and Zedekiah did agree not to have the people hurt him. But here comes the Babylonians, taking everybody down, taking down the whole Jerusalem. But they left Jeremiah. But they left who? Jeremiah. Let us continue reading. Chapter 39. In the 9th year of Zedekiah, king of Judah, in the 10th month, came Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, and all his army against Jerusalem, and they besieged it. And in the 11th year of Zedekiah, in the 4th month, the 9th day of the month, the city was broken up. And all the princes of the king of Babylon came in and sat in the middle gate, even Nergal-Sharezer, Samgarnebo, Sarshetim, Rabsaris, Nergal-Sharezer, Rabmag, with all the residue of the princes of the king of Babylon. And it came to pass that when Zedekiah the king of Judah saw them and all the men of war, then they fled and went forth out of the city by night, by the way of the king's garden, by the gate betwixt the two walls, and he went out the way of the plain. But the Chaldeans' army pursued after them, and overtook Zedekiah in the plains of Jericho. And when they had taken him, they brought him up to Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, to Riblah in the land of Hamath, where he gave judgment upon him. Then the king of Babylon slew the sons of Zedekiah in Riblah before his eyes. Also the king of Babylon slew all the nobles of Judah. Moreover, he plucked out Zedekiah's eyes and bound him with chains and carried him to Babylon. And the Chaldeans burnt the king's house and the houses of the people with fire and break down the walls of Jerusalem. Then then Nebuzaradan, then Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, carried away captive into Babylon the remnant of the people that remained in the city, and those that fell away, that fell to him with the rest of the people that remained. But Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, left of the poor of the people which had nothing in the land of Judah, and gave them vineyards and fields at the same time. Interesting. Now Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, gave charge concerning Jeremiah to Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guards, saying, I want you to listen carefully, saying, take him and look well to him, and do him no harm, but do unto him even as he shall say unto thee. So in essence, he says, Nebuchadnezzar said to Nebuzaradan, do not hurt Jeremiah. Give Jeremiah whatsoever he wants. Anything he asks you for, give it to him. I know me say it in the Bible. He says, take him and look well to him. That means look after him and do him no harm, but do unto him even as he shall say unto thee. So Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, sent, and Nebushaban, Rabsaris, Negal-Sharezer, Rabmag, and all the king of Babylon's princes, even they sent and took Jeremiah out of the court of the prison and committed him unto Gedaliah. You all remember who was Gedaliah? Those of you who have been following this story, remember Gedaliah was set, the Nebuchadnezzar appointed him governor over Judah. All right, so they took him unto Gedaliah, the son of Ahikam, the son of Shaphan, that he should carry him home. So he dwelt among the people. Now the word of the Lord came unto Jeremiah while he was shut up in the court of the prison, and said, go and speak to Ebedmelech the Ethiopian, saying, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, behold, I will bring my word unto this city for evil and not for good, and they shall be accomplished in that day before thee. But I will deliver thee in that day, saith the Lord, and thou shalt not be given into the hand of the men of whom thou art afraid. For I will surely deliver thee, and thou shalt not fall by the sword, but thy life shall be for a prey unto thee, because thou hast put thy trust in me, saith the Lord. So, after all of this, Jeremiah gets favor from Babylon. After Jeremiah continuously preached in favor of Babylon and against Israel, now all that Jeremiah has preached has come to pass, because the enemy of the Jews has come up and destroyed the city, taken all the people who were of worth, who them not slay, they took into captivity. But Jeremiah, the king of Babylon, say, spare Jeremiah. Don't let any harm befall him. In fact, give him anything he wants. And uno try to convince me, say, Jeremiah wasn't working with Nebuchadnezzar. Uno try to convince me, say, Jeremiah wasn't working with Nebuchadnezzar. Uno try again. Jeremiah was working with, with Nebuchadnezzar. If Jeremiah was working with God, per my concept of what a God is, if Jeremiah was working with God, we should be able to see things happening in the story, that things that man could have no power over. We would see things that seem miraculous happening in this story. Have you all seen anything miraculous in the story yet? No. No. Nothing miraculous has happened in the story yet. That would convince me that there was this being that had authority and power over everything was orchestrating. Absolutely nothing. He didn't take out Jeremiah out of the prison by some miraculous turn of events. He didn't rescue Jeremiah. It took Abed-Melech and the others to tie up ropes to take him out. Okay. God didn't miraculously put a stay on the destruction of Israel, of his people. No. He said he was using his servant Nebuchadnezzar to destroy them. That happened. That was human activity. Humans came up out of Babylon and set the fires. Humans came up out of Babylon. Somebody says, was he a spy? Listen, I say that all the time. Based on the story, he was. He was working with Nebuchadnezzar. And his role was to convince the people of Jerusalem that they were no good. Their God was so angry at them for all that they had done. That was his job. And he played it well. And that is why the kings like Zedekiah and the others were so angry at him, like, you got nothing good to say about Israel. You do not preach or prophesy anything good. That is why Zedekiah asked him, are you for us or are you against us? Are we your people? Or is it that the Babylonians are your people? The people were confused. Wouldn't you be confused? I would ask the same question, because I would be confused, like, who are you working for? Who are you with? Because you keep saying the Babylonians are coming to destroy us. You keep saying God is telling you these things. Then if this God is our God, why isn't he doing something against that? And Jeremiah said, well, God told him that this is their punishment. And it has a form of punishment because of them forsaking him. It was not making sense to the people. That's why the people were asking Jeremiah all these questions, because it don't make sense to me either. And now, when the people have come up and burnt the city and taken everybody, who gets favor from Nebuchadnezzar? Nobody but Jeremiah. Nebuchadnezzar says, give him whatever he wants. Take good care of him. Make sure nobody harm him. Isn't that some favor you would give to somebody who has worked for you? For somebody who has done things in your favor? Nebuchadnezzar was repaying Jeremiah for what Jeremiah, through his prophesying and his preaching, had helped Nebuchadnezzar to accomplish. So So Nebuchadnezzar was being grateful and repaying Jeremiah. End of story. End of story. Chapter 40. The word that came to Jeremiah from the Lord. After that, Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, had let him go from Ramah when he had taken him, being bound in chains among all that were carried away captive of Jerusalem and Judah, which were carried away captive into Babylon. And the captain of the guard took Jeremiah and said unto him, The Lord thy God hath pronounced this evil upon this place. Now the Lord hath brought it and done according as he had said, because you all have sinned against the Lord and have not obeyed his voice. Therefore, this thing is come upon you. And now, behold, I loose thee this day from the chains which were upon thy hand. If it seem good unto thee to come with me into Babylon, then come, and I will look well unto thee. All right. So I'm saying, Jeremiah, if you want to come with me down to Babylon, you can't come, You don't have to worry because you are not going to be like the others. You're not going to be a slave. We're going to look after you well because of this prophecy that you have prophesied in our favor. He says, And now behold, I loose thee this day from these chains which were upon your hand. If it seem good unto you to come with me into Babylon, come, and I will look well unto thee. I will take care of you. But if it seem ill unto you to come with me into Babylon, forbear. That means stay. Behold, all the land is before you. Whether it seems good and convenient for you to go, go. Now, while he was not yet gone back, he said, Go back also to Gedaliah, the son of Ahikam, the son of Shaphan, whom the king of Babylon hath made governor over the cities of Judah, and dwell with him among the people, or go wheresoever it seems convenient unto you to go. So the captain of the guard gave him victuals and rewards and let him go. I told you I was to stick around for this part of the story. Okay. So, tell me now, if Jeremiah was not a spy working against Israel in the favor of Babylon, why would Jeremiah be given all of this? You hear what Nebuchadnezzar said to him? If you want to come with us to Babylon, come. We will see. We will take care of you. You're not gonna be like the others. If you don't want to come, go to Gedaliah. Gedaliah, Nebuchadnezzar has just appointed Gedaliah to be the governor over Israel. Go to him and he will give you any land. You see all this land you're looking at here? All of these abandoned lands? You can get anything you want. Take whichever vineyard, any part of the land you want. You are free to take it. If that is not how you treat your friend, I don't know how else. That is how Jeremiah was treated because Jeremiah acted in favor of Babylon. If you don't want to try to convince me otherwise, go ahead. Then Jeremiah went to Gedaliah, the son of Ahikam, to Mizpah, and dwelt with him among the people that were left in the land. Now when all the captains of the forces which were in the fields, even they and their men, heard that the king of Babylon had made Gedaliah the son of Ahikam governor in the land, and had committed unto him men and women and children, and of the poor of the land, of them that were not carried away captive into Babylon. Then they came to Gedaliah to Mizpah, even Ishmael the son of Nethaniah, and Johanan, and Jonathan the sons of Kareah, and Serala the son of Tanhameth, and the sons of Ephi, the Netophathite, and Jezaniah the son of Mahikatite, they and their men, and Gedaliah the son of Ahikam, the son of Shaphan, swear unto them and to their men, saying, Fear not to serve the Chaldeans. Dwell in the land, and serve the king of Babylon, and it shall be well with you. As for me, behold, I will dwell at Mizpah to serve the Chaldeans, which will come unto us. But you, gather ye wine, and summer fruits, and oil, and put them in your vessels, and dwell in your cities that he have taken. Likewise, when all the Jews that were in Moab, and among the Ammonites, and in Edom, and that were in all the countries, heard that the king of Babylon had left a remnant of Judah, and that he had set over them Gedaliah the son of Ahikam, the son of Shaphan, even all the Jews returned out of all places where they were driven, and came to the land of Judah, to Gedaliah, unto Mizpah, and gathered wine and summer fruits very much. All right, so I'm gonna get that. So remember when Jeremiah was preaching all this destruction? When Jeremiah was preaching all this destruction on Israel, a lot of the people had voluntarily ran away. They went to Egypt, they went to other lands just to be safe, just to escape this destruction that Jeremiah was preaching against them. They ran away. Okay? Now that Nebuchadnezzar has come up, he has destroyed Israel. He has taken everything that is good. He has broken down the temple, taken, all the vessels, all the artifacts, everything. He has taken all the good things. He has taken captive the doctors and the lawyers and the musicians and everybody who was a professional. He has taken away all those people, and he has now burnt the city, burnt down the houses, burnt down all the good buildings, everything. He has left few people there. What kind of people he left there? The very, very, very dirt poor people. Those are the people he left. And he left just a few of them. Now, the people who had voluntarily ran away, they decided now that Israel is burned down, they decided, okay, we can go back. Let's see if we can go back, go salvage some of our land. Because now Gedaliah is the governor. Maybe he might have mercy on us. And imagine two people. Imagine a city that has just been pillaged, a city that has just been destroyed. You're going to find people who want to go inhabit that city, because now the land, nobody owns the land now. It's like there's going to be a lot of land to own, a lot of property to capture. So people are going back for those reasons. But let us continue. Moreover, Johanan, the son of Kareah, and all the captains of the forces that were in the fields came to Gedaliah to Mizpah, and they said unto him, Dost thou certainly know that Baalis, the king of the Ammonites, has sent Ishmael, the son of Nethaniah, to slay thee? But Gedaliah, the son of Ahikam, did not believe them. Then Johanan, the son of Kareah, spake to Gedaliah in Mizpah in secret. All right. So Johanan, he's gonna have some secret conversation with Gedaliah. And he said, let me go, I pray thee, and I will slay Ishmael, the son of Nethaniah. So you see, I want to follow the conspiracy now. I want you all to follow this piece of conspiracy here. Let's go back to verse 13 of chapter 40. Moreover, Johanan, the son of Kareah, and all the captains of the forces that were in the fields came to Gedaliah in Mizpah and said to him, do you know that Baalis, the king of the Ammonites, has sent Ishmael, the son of Nethaniah, to kill you? But Gedaliah, the son of Ahikam, didn't believe them. Then Johanan, the son of Kareah, said to Gedaliah in secret, let me go, I pray thee, and I will slay Ishmael, the son of Nethaniah, and no man will know about it. Wherefore should he slay thee, that all the Jews which are gathered unto thee shall be scattered, and the remnant in Judah perish? But Gedaliah the son of Ahikam said unto Johanan the son of Kareah, thou shalt not do this thing, for you speak falsely of Ishmael. So the people them want to get rid of Ishmael. So them tell Gedaliah say, if him know say, Ishmael come to slay him. And then this one ya Johanan, I go secretly say to Gedaliah, you know say Ishmael a plan for kill you. Make me go kill him first. Make me go kill him first. And Gedaliah say, no do such a thing. No do that they kind of killing in my name. Sis, what's up? Now it came to pass, we are on to chapter 40, beautiful people. Now it came to pass in the 7th month that Ishmael, the son of Nethaniah, the son of Elishama, of the seed royal, Jesus, them not stop call me. Okay. Now it came to pass in the 7th month that Ishmael, the son of Nethaniah, the son of Elishama, of the seed royal, and the princes of the king, even 10 men with him, came unto Gedaliah, the son of Ahikam, at Mizpah, and there they did eat bread together in Mizpah. Then Ishmael rose, and the 10 men that were with him, and they smote Gedaliah, the son of Ahikam, the son of Shaphan, with the sword, and they slew him, whom the king of Babylon had made governor over the land. So they were right. Ishmael did really plan to kill Gedaliah for true. Somebody say, why the reason to come into the city to cause destruction, pain and suffering just to capture the land? Where was God when all this was happening? Why so much murders and conspiracy? I'm glad you asked that question, my love. Certainly, this is all the act of God. All of these murders and these conspiracies and these deceits, all of it, according to the Bible, is being orchestrated by the Bible God. So that's why you hear me say, no, when I see people wicked and terrible, I got them take it. I'm going to put my mouth on ground and say it, that's the truth. I him them take it from. Because look up all of these murders and something I'm orchestrating right here. And I think to the people them, I saw them paint them God, because I guess back then to them it showed power of their God. But to me, it shows weakness. Because the things that I would expect a God to do, this God isn't able to do. But the things that are happening here and they are saying God did are things that things that human beings are capable of. So me confused just as much as you, sister. Me confused too. Because they are not portraying this God as having godly powers. The burning up of everything, a man set those fires. All the actions here. But this God would be standing idly by and watching all of this happen and do nothing about it for his people. The people he says are his people, who he's going to protect, who he promised to protect forever and ever and ever. Where is the protection? So he will only protect them if they do everything he says. And because they are not humanly capable of doing everything he says, then his revenge for them is to no longer protect them, but to slay them. It don't make no sense. But me not getting on the way. I don't believe whatever I don't want to believe. So now, Johanan told Gedaliah that he would take out Ishmael before Ishmael take him out. Gedaliah said, you know what, no man, me not killing. Nobody go kill nobody go kill Ishmael. And then Ishmael and his men asked to meet with Gedaliah. And Gedaliah agrees. And then they rose up against him with the sword and slew him. Ishmael also slew all the Jews that were with him, even all of who were with Gedaliah at Mizpah, and the Chaldeans that were found there, and the men of war. And it came to pass the second day after he had slain Gedaliah, and no man knew it, that there came certain from Shechem, from Shiloh, and from Samaria, 80 men, having their beards shaven and their clothes rented. That means their clothes rip up. And having cut themselves with offerings and incense in their hand to bring them to the house of the Lord. And Ishmael, the son of Nethaniah, went forth from Mizpah to meet them, weeping all along as he went. And it came to pass, as he met them, he said unto them, Come to Gedaliah the son of Ahikam. And it was so, when they came into the midst of the city, that Ishmael the son of Nethaniah slew them. Remember, these men did not know that Gedaliah was already dead. They had no clue. And it came to pass, when they came into the midst of the city, Ishmael the son of Nethaniah slew them, and cast them into the midst of the pit, he and the men that were with him. But 10 men were found among them that said unto Ishmael, Don't kill us, please, for we have treasures in the field. We have wheat and barley and oil and honey. So he forbare and slew them not, their brethren. All right. So the man then bawled to Ishmael, said, Listen, please, 10 out of the 80 men, there were 80 men who came, and 10 out of the 80 men were spared. Let us continue. Now the pit where Ishmael had cast all the dead bodies of the men whom he had slain because of Gedaliah, was it which Asa the king had made for fear of Baasha, king of Israel. Oh, remember that story there? And Ishmael the son of Nethaniah filled it with dead bodies. Then Ishmael carried away captive all the residue of the people that were in Mizpah, even the king's daughters, and all the people that remained in Mizpah, whom Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, had committed to Gedaliah the son of Ahikam. And Ishmael the son of Nethaniah carried them away captive and departed to go over to the Ammonites. All right, you know, get the story? No, you know, get the story? I want to say in the chat why TikTok have to filter on out. I don't know Bible me I read, you know, so I'm not supposed to say nothing wrong in the chat. Because I'm reading from y'all's Bible. So don't be saying anything unkind now. Okay? The Bible is already saying enough. So let us go. So as the story goes, Ishmael has now taken the remnants of Israel over into the country of Ammon. Because remember, Ishmael is the son of the Ammonite king. All right. So now he has pulled one on them, just like how the Babylonians came up and destroyed the place. So Ishmael came up and did his own thing and destroyed them people, slew them, threw them in a pit, and take the daughters and the women and the rest of the people. And he's gone back to the country of Ammon with them. But when Johanan, the son of Kareah, and all the captains of the forces that were with him, heard of all the evil that Ishmael, the son of Nethaniah, had done, then they took all the men and went to fight with Ishmael, the son of Nethaniah, and found him by the great waters that are in Gibeon. Now it came to pass that when all the people which were with Ishmael saw Johanan the son of Kareah and all his men coming, they were glad. Why would they be glad? They were glad. So all the people that Ishmael had carried away captive from Mizpah. Oh, so they thought, okay, so now I get it. They were glad because they figured now Johanan and them are coming to rescue them. Because remember, Ishmael had brought them out of Israel over to Ammon against their will. Okay, so now they were happy to see Johanan because now they believe Johanan is coming to rescue them. Let's see what happened. So all the people that Ishmael had carried away captive from Mizpah cast about and returned and went unto Johanan the king of Kareah, the son of Kareah. But Ishmael the son of Nethaniah escaped from Johanan with 8 men and went to the Ammonites. Then took Johanan the son of Kareah and all the captains of the forces that were with him, all the remnants of the people whom he had recovered from Ishmael the son of Nethaniah from Mizpah. After that he had slain Gedaliah the son of Ahikam, even mighty men of war, and the women and the children and the eunuchs whom he had brought again from Gibeon. And they departed and dwelt in the habitation of Chimham, which is by Bethlehem, to go to enter into Egypt because of the Chaldeans, for they were afraid of the Chaldeans, because Ishmael the son of Nethaniah had slain Gedaliah the son of Ahikam, whom the king of Babylon made governor in the land. All right, there ends the reading of chapter 41. So I get the gist of the story now, right? I get the gist of the story. Let me see if I can run it down for you now. I may not remember the names so well, but let me give you the gist of the story. So the gist of the story, in my short form way of telling you all the story. If me did I go telling you the story outside of the Bible, this is how me that telling you the story. So Jeremiah preached and said God tell him to come tell him that he's going to destroy Israel because the people them turn them back upon him. He's going to use his servant Nebuchadnezzar to destroy them. That came to pass. Nebuchadnezzar and an army came up, then destroyed Israel. They took what they wanted, they slew who they wanted, and they left. Nebuchadnezzar appointed Gedaliah to be the governor over Israel. And he made special request for Gedaliah to give Jeremiah anything he want. Them said, Jeremiah, if you want to come down to Babylon with us, you can come. You can voluntarily come. We will take good care of you down there. You will not be a slave like the others. You will not be a captive. Okay? You can come if you want. If you don't want to come, you can stay over there in Israel. But what's his name? Gedaliah is being given instructions to give you whatever you want, any land, anything you want. You are free to receive it. So here comes the Ammonites. Now they left a few people in Israel. Nebuchadnezzar left a few people there, the poorest of the poor. He left the poorest of the poor people, and he set Gedaliah the governor over them. Now, when the Ammonites heard what had happened over there in Jerusalem, over there in Israel, when they heard what had happened over there, they had their own ideas. The people who had run away from Israel when Jeremiah was preaching, they wanted to go back. Now that Israel was destroyed, they wanted to go back to their land, maybe to go reclaim their land or whatever, but they wanted to go back. Okay? So the king of Ammon, he sent Ishmael, his son, over there to Israel. Ishmael go over there, but it appears as though the plan all along was to get rid of Gedaliah, because now Gedaliah is a Babylonian implant in Israel. But Johanan, where the people, anybody here who was here when we read the book On This Foundation? I'm going to read that book again. I don't think I gave it away. We are going to read that book again. That was a beautiful story that somebody had written, and that story coincides with what we are reading here. I'm going to go search in my room over there and see if I find that book. We're going to read that book again. But let's not stray from the point. So this same Johanan is in that story. So Johanan, he tries to warn Gedaliah that Ishmael was trying to unalive him. He said, listen, me have a little secret to tell you. Ishmael want to cook you. But give me permission and make me go cook him first, so that him not kill you. And Gedaliah said, no, man, no. No do that. Me no in that. Nobody go kill him. Just love him. Just leave him alone. So Johanan did not slay Ishmael. Now Ishmael went over there to Mizpah, where Gedaliah and his men were gathered. I guess now Mizpah was supposed to be their headquarters. So that's where they were. And Ishmael went over there with his men and pretended to want to sit down and have tea with Gedaliah, like he come in good faith. And then while they were there having tea, he rose up with the sword, him and his men. They killed Gedaliah. They killed all the men who were with Gedaliah, them slay everybody, and threw them in a one pit. And they took the women and the children and the servants and everybody who did not seem to be a threat to them. They took them back with them over to the country of Ammon. Now, when the others heard that Gedaliah was killed by Ishmael, they came after Ishmael. So they went over there in Ammon to go return the favor to Ishmael, the same that he had done to Gedaliah. So now here the war going to start again, because now the Ammonites are now afraid of the Chaldeans, because now the Chaldeans, those the Babylonians, now that they know that the governor they had implanted in Israel is slain and his men, they know that the Ammonites are fighting against them because of what they had done to Israel. So, for those of you who haven't read this story, we're going to read it together, but this is laying the groundwork for a bigger war. Because how dare Ishmael come into Israel and slay the governor that Nebuchadnezzar had implanted there? But we continue. That is my little breakdown of the story. We're going to continue. Let me see our time now. We can read one more. Yeah, we can read one more chapter. Chapter 42. Then all the captains of the forces and Johanan, the son of Kareah, and Jezaniah, the son of Hoshaiah, and all the people from the least even unto the greatest came near, and said unto Jeremiah the prophet, Let, we beseech thee, our supplication be accepted before thee, and pray for us unto the Lord your God, even for all this remnant. For we are left but a few of many, as thine eyes do see. So the people them come now, come ask Jeremiah, fi have mercy, fi pray to in God. Why people them can't even pray to them God for themselves? Them have to ask Jeremiah. It was a well orchestrated plot to plunder and destroy, to create authority and power over many nations. Exactly. Exactly. That's exactly what it was. A well orchestrated plot. Uh-huh. Jeremiah wanted power. Remember, Jeremiah was a nobody. Jeremiah was a nobody. Jeremiah wanted power. Jeremiah wanted authority. And because Jeremiah knew how gullible the people are when it comes to religion, Jeremiah used it to his advantage. Because look how Jeremiah was able to use religion and elevated himself with it, even at the expense of his people, of his own people. Him not care when man want power, you know. Them not care. Whoever gets in their way, them will slay anybody when them want power. Them no business. You can hardly find a man who is a powerful man who is also a righteous man. No. Because in order to get to acquire that power, they have done some dangerous things. They have done some cruel things just to acquire that power. So here comes the people them now coming to cry to Jeremiah. And they say, Jeremiah, talk to your God for we know. You know, see, so them kill off the best of us. And only the two little one are we left. You know, talk to your God for we. Let's hear what Jeremiah says to the people. And the people said unto Jeremiah the prophet, Let we beseech thee, our supplication be accepted before thee, and pray for us unto the Lord your God, even for all of us, this remnant that is left here in Israel, that the Lord your God may show us the way where we must walk, and the things that we should do. Then Jeremiah the prophet said unto them, I hear you. Behold, I will pray unto the Lord your God according to your words. And it shall come to pass that whatsoever thing the Lord shall answer you, I will declare it unto you. I will keep nothing back from you. So the people them wanna see. The people them can't even go pray to this God for themselves, They have to wait. They have to depend on Jeremiah to go pray to God for them, to go talk to God for them. Why would it be that the people them can't talk to God themselves? Let us move on. Jeremiah said, I'm going to talk to God on their behalf, and whatever God tells him, he will come back and tell the people. Then they said to Jeremiah, the Lord be a true and faithful witness between us, if we do not even according to all the things for which the Lord thy God shall send thee to us, whether it be good or whether it be evil, we will obey the voice of the Lord our God, to whom we send thee, that it may be well with us, when we obey the voice of the Lord our God. The poor people are tremble now like one little pitney. Say, my God, look what become of us. Is this really because we never obey what God wanted us to do? We never obey you. Is it why? Now, when you go to God this time and come back, anything you say, he says we should do, we will do. Because we don't want this evil to befall us anymore. Ain't that something? And Jeremiah, I bet when him turn him back, him start smile. He must smile within his heart. And I say, look on them foolly. Them really believe, say, I want God cause this. Them not say, I'm me. Them not say, I'm me orchestrate this. Let us continue. And it came to pass, after 10 days, that the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah. Then he called Jehonan, the son of Kareah, and all the captains of the forces which were with him, and all the people from the least even to the greatest, and said unto them, Thus saith the Lord, the God of Israel, unto whom he sent me to present your supplications before him. If he will still abide in this land, then will I build you and not pull you down, and I will plant you and not pluck you up. For I repent me of the evil that I have done unto you. Like, seriously? They were fearful of all this destruction and death. Of course, yes. Of course, yes. They were so scared. And the thing is, they did not know who to trust. They did not know who was on their side and who wasn't. They did not trust anybody because this Johanan that had told Gedaliah to make him go slay Ishmael for him. This Johanan was one of Jeremiah's right hand, So think about it. Let us continue. Jeremiah says to the people, if he will still abide in this land, then I will. Jeremiah is telling the people that this is what God says, Don't forget. Jeremiah said this is what God says. If you will abide in this land, then I will build you and not pull you down. I will plant you and not pluck you up. For I repent me of the evil that I have done unto you. Be not afraid of the king of Babylon, of whom ye are afraid. Be not afraid of him, said the Lord. Jeremiah report this, so the Lord say it, For I am with you to save you and to deliver you from his hand. What kind of deliver them from his hand? Nebuchadnezzar left those few little mendicants there because he did not see them as a threat. They are just some two little shepherds he left there. He not see them as no threat. So how comes the Lord is going to say, for I am with you to save you and to deliver you from his hand? So now we might play a mind game with the people them to say, well, you see it. He saved you. Oh, you are so important to him. He saved you. All those people who he allowed to die, those people were no good. But look at you. He saved you. One another version of grifting. Let us continue. And I will show mercy. What may I tell you now? I will show mercy unto you, that he may have mercy upon you, and cause you to return to your own land. I don't know, there's always a but. But if you say, we will not dwell in this land, neither obey the voice of the Lord your God, saying, no, but we will go into the land of Egypt, where we shall see no war, nor hear the sound of the trumpet, nor have hunger of bread, and there will you dwell. And now therefore hear the word of the Lord, ye remnant of Judah. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, if ye wholly set your faces to enter into Egypt, and go to sojourn there, then it shall come to pass that the sword which ye fear, he might gaslight the people them. Okay, I'm glad to say you see it. He is gaslighting the people. Yeah, I go to God on behalf. I make me bring on a supplication to him. And God say, here what? Look how me save you from Nebuchadnezzar. Look all the good I've done for you all. I didn't make you all die like all those other people who died. I saved you so you can continue to inhabit Israel. But if you decide that you are not going to remain and build back Israel, if you decide you're going to go to Egypt, where you don't have to suffer, where you don't have to struggle, where your bread is sure, because Egypt is prosperous. If you decide that that's where you want to go and not stay here and suffer in the rebuilding of Israel, then the same sword that you were afraid of from Nebuchadnezzar is the same sword that I'm going to send to Egypt to slay you. What? This is the Bible for you all. Let us continue. This is what Jeremiah reported to the people. Let me read it again. He says, the Lord hath said concerning you, O ye remnant of Judah, go ye not into Egypt. Know certainly that I have admonished you this day, for he dissembled in your hearts when he sent me unto the Lord your God, saying, pray for us unto the Lord our God, and according unto all that the Lord our God shall say, so declare unto us, and we will do it. And now I have this day declared it to you, but ye have not obeyed the voice of the Lord your God, nor anything for which he hath sent me unto you. Now therefore, know certainly that he shall die by the sword, by the famine, and by the pestilence in the place where you have decided to go. No, no tell me no. Uno tell me no. Uno tell me no. If this is not the heights of gaslighting and manipulation, I don't know what is. Now you see why the people them confused. Now you see why the people them were not staying loyal to this God. You see why the people them were always backsliding, because this God is not a God of love. Him only a pretend same love the people them, but the action is not matching the words. It's all he has for these people is death and destruction, and his love for them is conditional. If you don't do XYZ, I will slay you. You must do XYZ. You must do as I say. And remember, I know this God I talk to them, at Jeremiah. See, the people can't even go to God for themselves. They have to go through Jeremiah. So now Jeremiah come back. Anything Jeremiah tell them, how them ever know if any God say it for true? Them not know. Them just believe. They just believe. Say, oh well, Whatever Jeremiah said, we work with. Another Jesus have mercy, Andrea. Another Moses. Exactly. Another Moses. And remember, Jeremiah set the foundation from the beginning, because remember the first thing what Jeremiah said, no? Jeremiah said, all the other prophets, he said, God tell him that all the other prophets who came in God's name were liars. So that is why I tell y'all that I can't, when I read this stuff in the Bible, I just read it, it's a story. All of it is just a story. Because you can't tell me that you believe everything in the Bible. If you have read the Bible, you cannot say such. You cannot say that you believe everything in the Bible. There's nothing to believe. It's just a story. Story that people make up. Because if my idea of what a God is supposed to be and a God is supposed to do, because it's because he first loved me. Exactly. I love him because he first loved me. You know that song, right? That's why I love him, because he first loved me. So if him not love me still have to love him. What? Listen, when I tell you all that these stories, you all got to read these stories for yourselves. Because when I hear people getting upset when I talk about the Bible, it's because they haven't read the Bible. The people who have read the Bible, I can always have a conversation with those people. People who have no intention of seeking anybody's soul to go baptize or to claim that they're winning anybody's soul. People who are reasonable and rational, people who read what's on the pages of the Bible and can have a discussion about it. I can always have a conversation with those people. The people who get upset, the people who start hurling threats and I tell me I'm gonna go to hell and God go forsake me and all kind of foolishness. Those people have not read the Bible. And I do for them what they cannot do for me. I just forgive them and keep moving. You get me? Where I say, all these leaders have a cult intention. Exactly. To lay the foundation for his cult movement, Jeremiah said God told him that all the prophets before him were liars. That everything the prophets before him said was not true. He did not tell them anything. And he specifically mentioned Moses and Samuel. So, if I say, I believe what Moses taught, power is an addiction, exactly. If I say I believed what Moses taught, then I cannot believe what Jeremiah taught, right? Because Jeremiah said God said what Moses taught was a lie. And what he's telling him now is true. So if I believe what Jeremiah said, then I have to disbelieve whatever Moses had said, because Moses would have been telling lies, say God tell him stuff where God not tell him. And if I believe what Moses said, then I would have to believe that Jeremiah is telling a lie. So that brings me to the conclusion that there is nothing to believe here. These are just stories. You just read them. Just read them. Some people might say they have historical value. I don't know if these stories happen or if they didn't happen. But if they did happen, it's just a story. It has absolutely no religious bearing on me. Absolutely none. Their energies strive largely on the simple-minded and the poor, always. Always. Why would Nebuchadnezzar, if God is using Nebuchadnezzar, why there had to always have to be oppression of the poor? What is so godly about oppressing the poor? What is so godly about that? About taking people into slavery? Because you notice, this God only wants to work for these people when these people are suffering. Notice it. And because slavery is so bad, here comes this God. All on a sudden, this God has grown cojones and decided that there are people in the world who need him. So he's going to just pick one group of people and say, listen, I'm going to be your God and you're going to be my people. Where was this God all along? Why didn't this God give instructions to the people who he created as to how they should serve him before Moses? We never think about that. If if they didn't happen, why is he lying to the people? Good question. Good question, my love. Good question. Why is he lying to the people? Me no know. But if you notice, God has to always put the people in these predicaments, then to appear as though he's a savior. But then when he appears as though he's a savior, he says, but there's always that but. But if you don't do what I say you should do, sword fear, famine fear, pestilence fear. Why? Why can't it be that since I have the authority to influence your mind, I am going to allow you to love your neighbor. I'm going to allow you to love your friends. I'm going to allow you to be a kind and decent and honest human being so that you all can live together in peace. That's the influence I'm going to have on your minds. That you shall not seek to harm your neighbor. That you shall not seek to harm the children. That you shall not seek to do anything that's going to hurt another human being. And everybody is going to live in peace until the day when everybody dies, because we are going to die one by one. Why wouldn't it be that this is how this God presents himself or is presented? This God is presented with so much vengeance, so much hate, so much cruelty, so much killing, so much war. The poor people are deathly afraid. They don't know which way to turn. All terms come with a condition. Exactly. Everything that this God has to do for the people comes with terms and conditions. Why? So here, even these people have been through so much. They have been through so much. They have seen the whole city of Jerusalem, all of Judah, all of Israel. They have witnessed the coming of the Babylonians, the destruction, and them escape this destruction by the skin of their teeth. They escape. And now here is Jeremiah. He's going to tell the people, God say, you can come back, come rebuild the city, you can come back. But for those of you who decide not to come back, if you decide to go down to Egypt because you say there is wealth down there in Egypt and there is prosperity down there in Egypt, the same sword that you are trying to escape, God is going to send the same sword down there in Egypt to come kill you. Like why? All the people are trying to do is to survive at this point. That's all they're trying to do to survive. They don't want to have to come rebuild Israel out of the ashes that Nebuchadnezzar has left. They want to go where they already have food, because now they're going to have to plant more wheat and barley and wait for it to mature among the ashes in Israel. So if they don't want that, they just want to go to Egypt, start over, start living their life and prospering. But you're going to tell them that if they don't decide to stay in Egypt, in Israel, then wherever they go, your God gonna stalk them and ensure they're killed by the sword, the pestilence or famine. Like, why? But anywho, that was chapter 42. I not even know if I want to read one next chapter. But let me hear what else Jeremiah said. How many chapters in a Jeremiah? Let me see. I think a 50. Oh, 51? 52? You're kidding me. Oh, 52. Okay. So we're going to read chapter 42. And it came to pass that when Jeremiah had made an end of speaking unto all the people, all right, after him tell the people all these things. And it came to pass that when Jeremiah had made an end of speaking unto all the people, all the words of the Lord their God, for which the Lord their God had sent him to them, even all these words. Then spake Azariah, the son of Hoshai, the son of Oshala, and Johanan, the son of Kareah, and all the proud men, saying unto Jeremiah, you speak falsely. There's a Jeremiah. You heard them, somebody accused Jeremiah again of lying. Jeremiah was a lying son of a gun. Then spake Azariah, the son of Oshala, and Johanan, the son of Kareah, and all the proud men, saying unto Jeremiah, thou speakest falsely. Miss Kitts, what's up? Thou speakest falsely. A liar, tell in other words. The Lord our God hath not sent you to say, go not into Egypt. Wanna hear that? Then turn pan Jeremiah. Then Jeremiah liar, tell no God no send you. For come tell the people them so them can't go live at Egypt. But Baruch, the son of Neriah, sets thee on against us. All right, so them a come on pan. Listen, this is not gospel to gain souls. It is politics. Oh, Jesus. Girl, I could have give you a big hug. This is no gospel to gain no souls. This are more politics. When I say the people, them get mad at me, Andrea. When I say this is no gospel, this is politics. The people them get mad at me. And them say, me no ask God for discernment. Me no have discernment when me I read the Bible. Me just laugh and keep it going. Because me not pay them one lick of a mine. Let us continue. So now, Azariah and Johanan are upset. Them say, Jeremiah, move from here, so. No, God not tell you nothing. No, God not tell you say, I'm going to do them something to the people if people them choose to go to Egypt. A liar tell. But Baruch, the son of Neriah, sets you over the people, over us to deliver. So they will come on pan Jeremiah's trick. They are getting onto it. Let's read let's read who Johanan and Azariah believe is orchestrated. Oh, me didn't read the chat, sorry. Sorry, let me read the chat. Me I chat too much, that's why. Let me continue. But it is Baruch the son of Neriah who sets you against us to deliver us into the hand of the Chaldeans, that they might put us to death and carry us away captive into Babylon. Boy, I could have shake the hand of Azariah and Johanan. Yeah, man, them a catch on to Jeremiah, you know. He said, no, God not tell you nothing so. It is Baruch who is setting you up against us. So Johanan, the son of Kareah, and all the captains of the forces, and all the people obeyed not the voice of the Lord to dwell in the land of Judah. But Johanan, the son of Kareah, and all the captains of the forces took all the remnant of Judah that were returned from all nations, whither they had been driven, to dwell in the land of Judah, even the men and the women and the children and the king's daughters, and every person that Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, had left with Gedaliah, the son of Ahikam, the son of Shaphan, and Jeremiah the prophet, and Baruch, the son of Neriah. So they came into the land of Egypt, for they did not obey the voice of the Lord. Thus came they even to Tarpanes, as I pronounce Tapanes. Yeah. So the people them wise up, and the people them say, listen, you and Baruch, this is a conspiracy. This is a conspiracy. No, God no tell you say, if you tell we say we can't go down to Egypt. Look how Egypt a prosper. No, God no tell you so. Are you and Baruch a come up with this conspiracy? So here what? We now listen to nothing where you are say. We are going to go to Egypt because Egypt is prosperous. We now stay up as this is a sufferation. So they went down to the place called Tahpanhes. Yeah, they took everybody and that's where they went to go live. Let's continue. Because God will come back to Jeremiah, because you see, this is Jeremiah's thing. If him not say, and the Lord tell him not get no clout, him not have no clout. So him have to always come back and tell the people God tell him something. Let us continue. Then came the word of the Lord. Let me tell you now. Then came the word of the Lord unto Jeremiah in Tahpanhes. So Jeremiah did go to Tahpanhes with the people them. Why was he there? Then came the word of the Lord unto Jeremiah in Tahpanhes, saying, take great stones in your hand, and hide them in the clay in the bricklin, which is at the entry of Pharaoh's house in Tahpanhes, in the sight of the men of Judah. And say unto them, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, behold, I will send and take Nebuchadnezzar the king of Babylon, my servant, and will set his throne upon these stones that I have hidden, and he shall spread his royal pavilion over them. These guys are intellectual minded, so this causes challenges for him. Yes, once they start asking questions, it becomes a challenge for him. So, all right, so here, so now him take some kind of stone and him put it in front of the entry of the Pharaoh's house down there in Tahpanhes, where the people were from Judah has now sought refuge. And then him say, God said to say unto them, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, behold, I will send and make Nebuchadnezzar the king of Babylon my servant, and will set his throne upon these stones that I have hidden, and he shall spread his royal pavilion over them. And when he comes, he shall smite the land of Egypt, and deliver such as are for death to death, and such as are for captivity to captivity, and such as are for the sword to the sword. And I will kindle a fire in the houses of the gods of Egypt, and he shall burn them, and carry them away captives, and he shall array himself with the land of Egypt, as a shepherd puts on his garment, and he shall go forth from there in peace. He shall break also the images of Beth Shemesh, that is in the land of Egypt, and the houses of the gods of the Egyptians shall be burnt with fire. If this a God and I burn up sitting with fire, I'm not doing anything. If him not burning up everything with fire, I'm not doing anything. So here now, Jeremiah not satisfied now. Jeremiah is not satisfied that all that he has done, that all that he has done, all that he has gotten from what he has done, him not satisfied. Now he's still going after the people. Him cause Nebuchadnezzar to come up, destroy Jerusalem, destroy Israel, take what him want, give Jeremiah full reign over Israel, forget anything he want. This is a trail of destruction. I agree with you, my love. All right, Satosh, have a good one. Have yourself a good one, my love. So Jeremiah is not satisfied. He has done all of this. And the two little people them who decide that, well, they're going to come back to Jerusalem to rebuild Israel. The mistake they made is asking Jeremiah to go to God and ask God what he wants from them. And here Jeremiah come back and say, God say, they must. Did you see the 7.7 magnitude in Myanmar and Thailand? No, so I not seen the news from morning, sis. From me wake up this morning, I woke up at 4 and then I felt like going back to sleep, so I did. And then I got up again, it was like 5:45. I mean, I look on no news. Me just come straight to the live. Another earthquake in Myanmar. And you know, so them houses over there, I can imagine the destruction. Because them house there over there, a lot of them not built out of Wakland dab. But didn't they have an earthquake? Didn't they have an earthquake up in the mountains about a year ago? A terrible, terrible earthquake. And I think it was during the winter time, if I remember correctly. Oh my. Well, that is a way for nature to reshape the landscape. Earthquakes and hurricanes and you name it. Yeah. When me done, me go look it up. But I wasn't aware. So let me go back to Jeremiah. So Jeremiah now, after Jeremiah orchestrated the destruction of Israel with the Babylonians, now they have given him victuals. They call it victuals. Like victual is like when you pay somebody, when you repay somebody for a favor they have done for you. That's what victuals are. So if you did something for me and I say, you know what, I remember the goodness you did for me, so therefore I am going to give you my house. I'm going to give you my car. I'm going to give you something. Because I am grateful for you. That's exactly what Nebuchadnezzar did for Jeremiah. He gave Jeremiah those victuals because Jeremiah had acted in his favor. And now Jeremiah is telling the people they can't go to Egypt because God say they must stay in the ruins of Israel and rebuild it. God say he's going to build them up, he shall not tear them down. He's going to allow them to grow and not wither and all of this. But if you decide that you're not going to stay here in the ashes of Israel and rebuild Israel, and you decide to go to Egypt, then I will make sure famine and pestilence and the sword meet you there to destroy you. So the people them say, you know something, Jeremiah, you see you now, you are one little devil, you know, you are work against us. You're not working with us. These stories that you are telling us is not true. You ain't talking to no God on our behalf. So we're not listening to you. We are going to go to Egypt by ourselves. So they gathered up the people, the old people, the children, the women, and they say, listen, we are going to seek refuge in Egypt. We are going to go to this place called Trevessence. They go to this place called Trevessence. They start establishing themselves down there. And here goes Jeremiah down. They go tell the people, them say, God say, if you take one stone, put in front of the Pharaoh's house, and on that stone, Nebuchadnezzar is going to come down there to Trevessence and establish himself and turn Egypt into smithereens. and destroy Egypt and take. Why Nebuchadnezzar would be so anxious to get the people? Jeremiah want to make sure that everything that he prophesied comes to pass, so he's orchestrating it. Because if what he says is going to happen, don't by God, he says it's going to happen and it don't happen, then the people are going to be very distrusting of him. They're going to say, hey, Jeremiah fraud. Jeremiah keep on saying this is going to happen, this is going to happen. And it not happen. So we not listen to him, nothing he say. So Jeremiah has a responsibility to make himself continue to appear to be credible. He has to orchestrate these destructions. What the main purpose of Jeremiah's existence? To me, he's a false prophet with bad leadership and evil intentions. Exactly. It is spelled out right here in the Bible. Because what is he doing? Is he winning souls? What, according to the story, is Jeremiah really doing in the story? And people put Jeremiah up on one pedestal and say, oh, Jeremiah is the greatest prophet ever. Yeah, Jeremiah. If you talk to theologians and religious zealots, they will tell you Jeremiah is the greatest. Jeremiah was a fraud. Jeremiah was a crook. And just like Jehonan and Shemaiah said to him, they don't trust him. They don't believe he's working with any God. I stand 10 toes down with them. I stand 10 toes down with those men who dared to challenge Jeremiah. Because as far as I have read, I don't see yet where Jeremiah is doing anything or saying anything that is beneficial to the people of Israel. None at all. If you find differently, you can't share with me, you can't make me know. Okay? Now, he might go say, because the people them refuse to stay and rebuild Israel, they have gone down to Egypt. Now he's going to go down there, go terrorize the people them again and tell them that God say, if you put stone in front of the Pharaoh house and Nebuchadnezzar going to come down there and Nebuchadnezzar is going to burn down Egypt with fire. So it's like the people them cannot escape. I think the only good thing that could happen to the people now, if somebody take out Jeremiah, remove him out of the equation altogether, that's the only way I see where the people them would prosper. But we can't read everything today because it's Friday. I know say on a Friday, may have more work to do than what Jeremiah they do here. So I'm gonna have to run along early to go get myself together for the day. I want to say thanks to everybody who came into the live. Those of you who stayed with me, chat with me, and commented in the live. I appreciate you. Those of you who tapped, we got to over 10K. I appreciate you all, guys. And those of you who touched the screen over there on the tube and registered your like, I appreciate you. We are going to continue. Tomorrow morning, we are going to start a little later because I'm going to read after I come from work. So we're going to start maybe 8 o'clock, somewhere around there. We will start the reading. Your fingers them hurt for tapping. You need to buy one of the tappers off of the TikTok shop. Even though me hear somebody say, it taps, but the taps don't register. Me don't know if that's true because me... Andrea said the whole story sound like an orange situation. Listen, Andrea, I agree with you. I could not agree more. I agree with you 100%. It does sound like it. Yeah. But tomorrow when we come back, we'll continue reading the book of Jeremiah and exposing Jeremiah for the fraudster that he is. And people come and talk about Jeremiah was great prophet. Great prophet, my foot. Please give me a break. Let us. This is going to be the end of the reading for this morning, guys. I will see you all again tomorrow morning when we will be here again doing it. Not same time, but same place. We will be continuing with the reading of Jeremiah. That's going to be it from me for right now, my friends. Until next time. God, great prophet. You're right. Great. Great prophet, because he got a lot. He was a great prophet for real. Because he profited from his lies. He profited from his trickery. And so come him gain all whole heap of land and everything and gain favor in Israel because of all the lies he told. Oh, beautiful people. Thanks again. Me I gotta tell you thanks 1,000,000 times because me really appreciate you. I will see you all sometime in the morning. All right, guys. Have yourselves a great day. Enjoy yourselves, guys. And don't make nobody bamboozle with religion and trick. Okay? Let no one bamboozle